So hi everybody, this is Matt. This video was done in response to a post that I saw on Hobby Talk where a builder was looking for ways that he might light up a lightsaber that he has for a kit that he's building for Yoda, or with Yoda, and I guess he's doing that with his son or sons. And I've been working with some materials that I thought might help, and I just thought I would go ahead and post this video for him, and in case anybody else wanted to try something like that, I will show you a couple of things that you might want to consider. So the first thing I've got here is a green LED. I've got a piece of plexiglass tubing that I have put some heat shrink over the end of it. Basically, the heat shrink tubing allows you to attach the LED to it, and it also light blocks so you don't see a big bright spot at one end of it. And then the other thing that I have here is a piece of fiber optic, and this is side firing fiber optic, which basically fiber optic in general, basically you put light in one end and it comes out the other. In the case of side firing fiber optic, it's got a nice jacket on it, and it basically allows a lot of the light to come out, to bleed out the sides, and what that basically results in is something that looks more like a neon bulb. So it's kind of nice. So again, I've a hollow piece of plexiglass tubing here, and I have taken the outside of it and sanded it to diffuse it a bit. Basically, as the light comes into it, it sort of spreads out. And I'm going to go ahead and show you that here in a second. So another thing I wanted to talk about was this LED tester. It runs from a 9-volt battery, and I just pulled the cover off of that a couple minutes ago and realized that I have been running this. I date code my batteries when I put them into things. I put this into it in 2011, and it's 2016, so the batteries last forever, as you can tell. But it's a really nice little compact tester for playing with LEDs and different brightnesses and such. Just has a momentary switch on it. There's a battery indicator on it every time you press it, just so you know that the batteries are still good, and they'll be good forever. But at any rate, there's a socket on here, and it basically has internal circuitry that basically controls the current to an LED, so you can control the different brightnesses. So you don't really have to have even a resistor, because the circuitry basically does current limiting, and so you don't even have to add a resistor to your circuit when you're testing anything. So it's kind of useful for just doing quick checks. I'm going to plug the green LED into the 20 millimeter slot, just basically so you can get a kind of an idea of how bright this LED is. I can turn it all the way down. I just put it down into the 5 millimeter slot, and I don't know how well that's coming across on camera, but it does get a bit dimmer. That's 10 millimeters. This is 20 millimeters, and so you can see a fair amount of difference to it. It's just useful for testing things out. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slip the Light Saber, or the piece of plexiglass, over top of the LED, so I can test this a little bit. And I guess one thing to notice. I'm going to move the camera here a little bit. One thing to notice when I press this is that you can see that at the bottom that the LED is really it's really bright, but as you get closer to the to the end of the tube there, it's less bright. So it's not very uniform, and that's one of the reasons why I use the fiber optic, or the side firing fiber optic, because if I place that down into it, once it gets all the way into there, you can see that it gets a bit more uniform. It's not perfectly uniform, but it is more uniform. And then the other thing that you can do, and again I have to move my camera here, another thing that you can do is you can put something white over top of the end of the tube, and so it's sort of reflecting the light back in there, and you can see that it basically gets quite a bit brighter. So you could use a piece of foil at the end of that, or however, something white, just a white tip down there. So you do still have to figure out, and because you're modelers, you still have to figure out how this would be rounded off. But I just thought I would show this little experiment up with you. It's a fast way to get yourself a nicely lighted tube. This is another one that I did a while back. This is red, and the red looks quite a bit more vibrant in person. I should show you what that looks like with a background. Oh, there we go. The green is not quite as bright as the red because the voltage is a little bit higher for a green LED, but you know, it does give you the opportunity or the ability to adjust things, play with them a little bit, and see how they work. So at any rate, I thought that you might be interested in that. I hope it helps, and I'd be glad to answer any questions you might have. At any rate, I will talk to you next time. Thanks for stopping.